Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of the syndicated talk show, People of Distinction. The talk that gives you an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, alcoleenterprises.com for more info. Email me directly through benji@alcoleenterprises.com if you'd like to get involved with what we have going. And as always, please continue to like and follow our broadcasts. People of Distinction is an internationally syndicated show solely due to the love and support that you all continue to show. We're available across all major podcast distributors. And like I mentioned, people, if you keep following, we're going to continue to put out the content. Now sit back and strap in because we are delighted to showcase this next guest on our network. And on the line with us today, we have the impressive Kanika Sinha. And we're going to be discussing her amazing book, Universal Power of Alphabetical, a self-guide workbook to innovate your ordinary self into extraordinary self. It's available for purchase through Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, all the regular online book resellers. But if you want to gather everything that Kanika has in store, head on over to her personal site, authorkanikasinha.com. You're going to be able to find much more information on her, more information on this fantastic book, as well as find hyperlinks set up to take you to the purchasing pages. So one more time, that's authorkanikasinha.com. And before we go any further, I want to take this opportunity and point out the fact that Kanika was sent to our network, People of Distinction, today by one of the best publishing firms in the business. People you already know, I'm talking about Quantum Discovery. So for my writers out there who have gone through their process creating your masterpiece, and now you've done it, okay? You need help moving the book that you just finished developing though. Contact Quantum Discovery, people. They're one of the best in the business to do it, and this is exactly what they specialize in. So head on over to quantumdiscovery.net and gather all the ways that their fantastic team is gonna help you do just that. And listen, it is an absolute pleasure and such a delight to have Kanika here on the line. Her book is something that you are going to be able to take to the bank. It's a self-help narrative at its most basic foundation, but I promise you, it's a lot more than that. All right, this book is layered, it's nuanced, and we are only going to scratch the surface here today through such a short interview, but by the time we've concluded, you're going to run and purchase your copies because you're going to understand how valuable of a book this truly is and how badly you want to add it to your shelf. At the end of the day, listen, man, Kanika is the expert. It's her book. She's written it. She's going to be able to articulate everything much better than I ever could. Sit back, strap in, and of course, have your notebooks ready because we're going to give you a fantastic education that you're going to be able to take to the bank. Kanika, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you very much for being a guest. How are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely nice.
Well, listen, Kanika, it truly is a pleasure to have you here with us. Like I said in my opening, your book balances beautifully, tackling such complexities while transferring that information in such an easy to digest and understandable way. Okay, you've struck gold here with this, and you're definitely onto something special. We're looking forward to it, and I know we have a lot of information to cover. First and foremost, though, start off by telling our listening audience a little bit more about your background.
All right, if I have to share a background about myself, it's like, I hail from northern India. Northern part of India, and then while I was there in India, I started my employment journey as human resource officer. So as an explorer, I explored all of the functions of human resource domain, and while doing that, I realized that learning and development is something that I would like to advance myself and would like to create an identity of myself as a corporate trainer. But then looks like my destiny had some different plans altogether, and my destiny brought me from India to United States, and I came with my spouse 11 years ago. So when I say, after moving from India to United States, is like, what is the question that maybe my readers might be, interested in knowing? What is that thing that I did, after moving from India to United States? Is like as an explorer, I explored the human resources domain back in India, but after moving from India to the United States, I explored my all of my interest areas, along with the U.S. culture, the vibes the U.S. offers, and while travel, So what I did is like, when I say as an explorer, I traveled in and around the places in the United States just to learn more about how U.S. culture is, and then absorb well, and then create maybe a much refined version of myself that is needed at my end. And along with that, what I did, I got on to my creative journey, my artistic journey, as an explorer. And what I did is that, I explored all of my interest areas, I was passionate about, be it cooking, be it dancing, be it singing, be it, as a home decor and interior artist, be it as a photographer, be it as a chef or the home chef. So these are the interest areas, I explored. And while I was doing that, I was learning so many wisdom, so much of wisdom, out of that, which I decided to share through my social media platforms, so that, along with my upliftment journey, I can uplift other humans as well as my purpose of self-existence on this earth. Because I truly believe that we all live in a universe where every single creation has a purpose to live, be it man-made or God-made. So we must try to make extraordinary efforts to discover our soul purpose, to experience self-transformation like never before, at personal or professional level, or at an individual or universal level. So that's something I would like to share with my audience, that there is no better time to get started on your exploration journey. And if you really want to create or innovate the best version of yourself, I would say get on to your artistic journey, create your best version, considering yourself as the work of art or the project, and your life will never be the same again.
Thank you very much for everything that you've articulated here, Kanika. And one thing that you mentioned before that really stuck with me was how you had a plan, but life had a different plan for you. And that is something that I think we can all relate to, on the fact that, listen, sometimes it doesn't matter how well you plan it, man. I promise you, things are going to come out of left field. There's going to be some potholes in that road. You're going to get some flat tires along the way, right? I mean, that's just life there. But I love that, because that's something that we can all relate to. But as we continue on here, Kanika, your title is something incredible. I want to go into that next. Talk to us about the title and why you chose it to be the representation for your book.
Well, that's really interesting. I mean, that's something that I would love to answer. All right. So when I started writing the contents of my first book, I realized universe is helping me with the words. So I named it as Universal Power of Alphabetical Series. And since my purpose of writing this book was to train human mind, so I came up with the idea of head with alphabets.
Kanika, listen, I'm following what you're saying here. And if I'm understanding you correctly, it sounds as if this all started off as something really for yourself, right? Almost as a cathartic or even self-help narrative for yourself to help you push past certain aspects of your life. Well, following along that train of thought, what inspired you then to transition and put this book out for the public to partake in as well?
As I said, that when I moved from India to the United States, I actually, got on to the self-exploration journey, wherein I actually explored all of my interest areas that I was passionate about. So when I was, pursuing passionately all of my interest areas, so there is one such area called the cooking, that actually inspired me to create this book for the audience, because I was so passionate about cooking that I created so many recipes for my family, for my friends. But then there was a time when I actually wanted to feed the world. So thinking that if I have to create a 30-course meal or a 40-course meal, what kind of intensity level I would be needing at that point of time. So with that intensity, with that level of intensity, because I was very clear about the interest I was very much passionate about, I actually, realized how much intensity I would be needing to create a kind of book or a recipe that I've already created for my audience. So that's how, I leveled up myself, I leveled up my intensity and transitioned myself, as an author.
People, I'm loving this. I'm telling you, there is so much here to just grapple with and to really ponder on. Again, you got to head on over to Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The book is called Universal Power of Alphabetical Series, a self-guide workbook to innovate your ordinary self into extraordinary self. All while you're at it, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, they're great sources, but you're going to want to check out her personal website to gather everything that she has in store. And that's author KanikaSinha.com. Head on over there and gather everything that she has to offer. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And listen, Kanika, I've held off long enough, okay? My listening audience is going to start to get upset with me if we don't give a little bit more of a teaser in terms of what to expect. Your book is littered with gems. So much fantastic pieces of advice. Well, I want to hear it from you. What are some tips that you can offer to our listening audience here today?
Yeah. When you will read this book, you will find tons of cooking tips or motivational tips on how you can create your dream life recipes at your base level. But if I have to give you one solid tip that will help you to become the better version of yourself is, you will be victorious in anything or everything if you love doing it. Just keep the passion alive for the purpose until you make it to the finish line.
Kanika, follow-up question that I want to go into now. What would you say was a highlight for you in writing this book?
A highlight, I would say, I came up with the idea, I came up with the expansion of the world called Dream, because while I was just in the process of transforming one of my biggest dream into reality. So there are, ingredients that really helped me in transforming my dreams into reality until I made it to finish line are, if I have to describe or expand the word called dream, it's going to be D as in the determination, R as in the results, E as in the energy, A as in the action, and M as in the momentum. So these are the organic ingredients that I, kept consuming until I made it to the finish line, and I created a masterpiece for you all. So it's my dream right recipe, and I just hope that you also, enjoy the taste of it as much as as much as I do.
Well, listen, I have no doubt that they are as well. I'm hanging on to every single word that you're letting go of, and I know that they are as well. Kanika, talk to us now about, because listen, this is something, as we've mentioned, started off as a process that you were actually putting into play for yourself. Well, in addition to your own experience and things that you've culminated, what research did you do in preparation for this book?
All right. So if I have to talk about the research, you really have to have a subject, right? If you are doing some research, right? So it's like what kind of subject you would like to research on, before you gather the information that you would like to share with the people out there, so that it can also help them in better way, right? So I think for me, the most important subject that I picked up was my own self, in order to understand as in who I am at the core. And then, I analyzed deeply as in who I am at the core. And then when I started my artistic journey as an ordinary human being, I actually saw a dream, of writing a book one day. And that's how I think, the dreams are something that will, that will help you distinguish from the other audience out there, and then, will help you to get on to your extraordinary life journey. So all I think is that, the way I have, experienced my creative journey and have learned so much, out of it, I have shared all of the wisdom that I truly believe that it can help other people as well, transforming their ordinary self into extraordinary self. So the story that you're going to read into my book is all about me. It's all about the research, how much research I have done, how much analysis I have done, how much self-awareness I have created about myself, and, and to come out of a wisdom to share with you all, which can truly help you transform your ordinary self into an extraordinary self one day. Yeah, absolutely. But you'll have to put in your efforts, extraordinary efforts, I would say, in order to help you to get on to your extraordinary journey from your ordinary journey. Yeah, absolutely.
Kanika, I think it's probably safe to assume the answer to this next question, but I'm not going to do that. I have you here on the line. Why not just come right out and ask? Curious, what do you hope your readers take from your book upon completing it?
I really want my readers, to pick up the knowledge, to pick up the strength, to pick up the courage, in order to, which can also help them transform their ordinary self into an extraordinary self. Because dreams are not just the things that you see in your dreams. Dreams are something which will not let you sleep. Mm-hmm. But and the most important thing is that in order to transform all your dreams into reality, the most important thing that you would need would be the courage and the strength, because dreams does not have any shapes and size. You're right. So dreams are dreams. So you really have to level up your courage level, your strength level, and you really you have to work hard. When you are thinking to transform your dreams into reality one day, with never give up attitude. Because if you'll give up, you may not be able to transform any of your dreams into reality. But if you decide that you will not quit, but you will take rest instead, I think you will transform all of your dreams into reality. And when you're doing that, I think you are innovating your dream self at the same time. Yeah, too.
Kanika, I want to take an opportunity here and talk to the doubters out there. Because listen, man, it doesn't matter what you're doing, what you're talking about. There's always going to be those naysayers, right? I mean, that's just part of the world we live in. Well, I want to ask you, by no means is this the first self-help narrative to ever be created, Kanika, right? I mean, there are a lot of other ones out there. Well, in your opinion, what separates your book from others in its genre?
Because I really think my book has simple strategies, that you can use it in your daily life, right? Because you can't transform, you can't experience your personal transformation, that one day. But, that one day, because unless you make use of simple strategies in your daily life. So there has to be some kind of, strategy that you'll have to keep using it in your daily life, and if at all that strategy is very simple, I think it can transform someone's life in a very simple and elegant way sometime. Yeah, absolutely. I don't believe in the complexities of life. I believe in, simplifying the things, so that a person can live a very simple and a happy and a content life one day. Yeah.
There you have it. Kanika, what's upcoming for you? All right, we know about this fantastic book in your background. Well, I'm focusing now on the future. What's next for you? You have anything else coming up on the horizon?
So far, as I said, I always believe living my life with purpose, with full of enthusiasm. So my purpose has been to educate, empower, enlighten, encourage, and enlighten my people, along with my journey, as in how I have, educated myself, self-educated myself, self-empowered myself, self-enlightened myself, self-encouraged myself, or self-motivated myself, and have reached to the point where I'm today. Similarly, I want people, to educate themselves. And one of the best way I have come up is to write a book that is, that is available on my personal website now, because that's the refined version of the first book that I launched in 2019. But the one that you'll see on my website is going to be a more vibrating version of my very first book. Very first book. So all I want is that, I want to create platforms for the people, through which they can learn more, they can, energize their golden self and can transform, from an ordinary human being to an extraordinary human being. So this is is one platform. This is one way to live up my purpose wherein, I have created my book, and I would really like to explore another ways as well, as in how I can reach out to my audience and can spread out my message in best possible ways. So I am going to, explore the next method of educating or, entertaining people, as in how best I can do that. So let's see how things work out. I am working on it. I am at it. And I would love to spread out my message, as much as I can through different platforms as well. Yeah.
Well, people, listen, this is what we need to do. You need to head on over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, author KanikaSinha.com, and you need to pick up copies of this amazing book. There's more on the horizon. There's more upcoming. She has a lot more to offer. But by the overwhelming show of support in purchasing of this book, that's going to be the note to give her. They're like, yeah, we need some more. All right, this is some fantastic stuff. Once again, it's called Universal Power of Alphabetical Series, a self-guide workbook to innovate your ordinary self into extraordinary self. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and author KanikaSinha.com are the places you have to go. Pick up this magnificent book, get lost in the journey, utilize the fantastic tips to strengthen your life and better yourself. And while you're at it, get it as a gift for someone else, because this is truly something that you're going to want to benefit from, and truly something that you will benefit from. It's inevitable. Once you pick it up, you're going to see why I say that. Kanika, this has been a true pleasure, an absolute honor. Thank you once again for being a guest on People of Distinction.
Thank you very much for having on this show. Thank you very much. Yeah.